Alright, so I know we discussed I would brush my hair, but that's not gonna happen. But basically in today's video, I think I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys something that I have been working on for a very long time, and it's something that has been a part of me for years. I think it would be fun to make a video about it and then show you, and then maybe in a couple years we'll see where that video takes, because right now I feel that I am way farther than the end of this journey with my poetry book. Alright guys, I get it. I look like I haven't slept. Don't get it twisted, these bags are Gucci, but the Gucci would find out Ross. So like I was saying, I wanted to share something with you guys that I have been working on for a very long time. It's my creative outlet, it's my hobby, it's my potential career, my therapy. Go to this for everything, but I have a love for poetry and I love writing. When I was younger, it just became something that I can use to get away from, to pour my feelings into, to cope with my feelings, you know? So that's what I use poetry for. As I got older, I realized that these feelings that I have and these poems that I have written throughout the years, because I've been writing for a very long time, these are poems that I can potentially make into a poetry book. As I got older, I realized that it can also kind of be a potential career path. I've always wanted to release my own book. I've always wanted to have a poetry book that I wrote and that I published and that people are going out of their way for, and that's like always been my little dream. It's just having my own poetry book in a store somewhere, you know, like it doesn't even have to be like a big name brand store. It could be like a bookstore in a small town that decided that they're gonna buy it, you know. I do have showing you and discussing my prototypes. This is my little bag. I keep anything important in here. Basically, like I've started on trying to make and construct my poetry book already, just on my own, so that I can, when I'm ready to move up from it and try to make something of myself, I can just go ahead and reference these. I have these two. Now this one was like very close. I wanted to like recreate my idea about what I wanted it to say, what I wanted it to be, like what I wanted it to look like as a whole. And so I came up with this one, and I think this one is pretty close. This is just exposing what it would be named. I wanted to name my poetry book Losing My Yellow Mind. This has a very long meaning behind it that I don't think I'm gonna share with you guys yet, but I think it's perfect. This is basically like what I first wanted, like what I've always wanted. With time, the idea changed, and I really liked this. I don't know, like Scribble, I was just like in a creative symphony, and I decided that this was mostly the personality I wanted to give it. It looks a little frazzled, you know, and I wanted to keep that. I really like this yellow. Pastel yellow is kind of what I'm going for. I want the whole book to be wrapped in it. What I did was I took it, decided that I was going to do single pages, you know. I have to structure it in some kind of way, but let me show you. But getting into some poems, basically I've decided that I'm gonna pursue this and I'm gonna try to make it happen, and it's gonna happen one way or another. I feel like as long as I put my all into it, as long as I put my time and energy, this is gonna become a reality, and I'm gonna have my own poetry book in my own two hands that I can keep forever, you know, and I can share that with other people, whoever it may be, that would buy my book. But getting into some poems, basically I've just been rereading a bunch and editing them. This post-it I put is kind of boring, spice it up a little. With every poem that I've had, I decided what I was gonna do is just like edit it. That's what these two are. They're just editing poems that I feel are good enough, that I like, that I've wrote. When you write, you really find. You are such a huge critic to yourself. I don't know who I think I am. There's times where I don't think that anything that I write is good enough. It becomes really hard to find like motivation in yourself to write and to also produce these things. It can take a toll on you because then you feel like, are you even good enough? Is anybody even gonna like anything that you write? Is anybody gonna relate to anything you write? But I've been going through and editing them so that I'm confident enough to put them out there in the world. As I was saying about putting yourself out there, it's really hard, I feel, for me to put myself out there because a lot of these poems are secrets and stories in my life, and they're just put into code throughout these poems, and it's really scary to know that maybe somebody's gonna decode it. But I feel like I'm ready for that risk, you know? But with that being said, thanks for watching this video if you did. Thanks for diving into something so personal with me because I love these poems. I love what I write, and I feel so confident about them now as I grow older because this is who I am. I write poems. I feel so creative when I write, and I feel so inspired when I write. I feel so mellow when I write. I feel so good when I write. And I'm glad you guys are here to even be here with me talking about my poetry. I'm saying it here and now. You're going to see, one day, you're going to see my stuff in a store. One day, you're going to pass by a yellow pastel book and it's going to say, "Losing My Yellow Mind" on the front. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks for coming to hear about my poetry. And I hope to see you guys in the next video.